Next we have Ms. Hilma Moses, representing Namibia. So, if you didn't know, TTU is Texas Tech University. Hilma, you have the floor.
Guns up. Okay, thank you so much for that. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people miss out on important opportunities because they do not program their mind for success. The most successful people today, ladies and gentlemen, are not necessarily the most educated, but they are simply people who are very good at taking hold of an opportunity. A few years ago, ladies and gentlemen, I made a personal decision to go on a journey of what I like to call selfless leadership. I made this journey because I was inspired by my own story. I grew up in an environment that did not provide me enough opportunities for growth or motivation. As a result, I wanted to use my own personal story to be able to help someone else find a world of endless possibilities. I wanted to do this, ladies and gentlemen, to develop leaders of today and not only leaders of tomorrow, because leadership starts now and leadership starts here. I decided to establish a platform that I like to call Namibian Opportunities. This is a platform that is very close to my heart because of the work that I've been able to achieve through this platform. Namibian Opportunities is an online platform that helps young people from my country access national and international opportunities. While the central function of Namibian Opportunities is to seek out opportunities for which young Namibians are eligible, I also work and prioritize developmental support for young people who venture in advocacy and activism work centered on human rights, peace and security, conflict resolution, and a whole lot of environmental issues, and as long as it has to do with us addressing a social problem in my country and around the world. I did this, ladies and gentlemen, with the hope that I will inspire more young Namibians to be more socially responsible. In the hope that I will help young Namibians to develop their talent through a world of unlimited opportunity and through providing them skills development opportunities. As you may have picked up, the African continent suffers from high rates of unemployment rate. And just like what my previous speakers said, it's very difficult to get a job. And I also have been in that very same position in my life. But what really pushed me forward, ladies and gentlemen, was not just because I was smarter, but it's because of a lot of people that have invested their time and money in me. Whether it's from a security guard who just says, "You're going far." Whether it's to my parents who sacrificed so much for me to have the best education. And whether it's from my community who just says, "You know what, we want you to go and represent us because we want you to inspire change in our community." And that is also what I'm asking you to do today. How many of us are in influential positions, ladies and gentlemen, that are sitting here, who are holding on to someone's opportunity? How many of us attend international conferences and summits, but we do not look back and ask ourselves, where are the young people that are behind us? Who can we pull forward? Who do we pull forward? Why is it only you that is attending the same conference over and over and over again? We must create. When we talk about leadership, we must be the leaders first before we can ask leaders to be accountable. Namibian Opportunities have gained a network of 4,000 young people across Namibia, and through this we have managed to support 7 projects, and we have also managed to help young people from our country secure international opportunities. One of the main programs that Namibian Opportunities have been able to promote over the years is a program called the African Union Youth Volunteer Program that is actually, the deadline is actually today. But the question is, how many of you that are sitting in this room actually know about that program? And that is why opportunities creation for me is at the center of skills development. Through this initiative, ladies and gentlemen, when I want young people from my country to represent Namibia at international level, that is not me. I want them to understand the global issues that are around them. For them not only to be aware of national issues, but for them to be able to know that when we talk about saving a nation, we're also talking about saving a continent, and we're talking about saving the world. But if young people are underexposed and there are no opportunities for them, then how would you want them to be at that level where they understand or where they are able to come up with innovative and independent ideas on how to solve some of the global issues if they are not even aware of the issues that are there? Why should you care? That's a question that I ask to each and every one of you that is here. And I want you to look at it from two perspectives, and that is the economic perspective and the leadership perspective. And the first one, ladies and gentlemen, is that youth are a creative force. But what are we doing to them? And if we do not provide them with platforms where they can access international opportunities and national opportunities, we will never be able to break the circle of poverty in the African continent and in the world at large. If we do not develop their skills, we will never be able to measure their productivity. If we, ladies and gentlemen, do not involve them in policy shaping and expect them to know about the policy, then we are taking decisions without their direct and full participation. And in my view, that is a criminal offense. That is punishable by law if I'm the one to set up the law. Because how do you make a policy that does not involve me? There's a very famous saying around the world that says, nothing about us without us. Why are you making a decision about me that does not involve me? And that is the question that I'm posing to you, so that you can go back to your communities and ask yourself, which policies have been made and which policies have actually included you as a young person? From a leadership perspective, ladies and gentlemen, I come from this view and I say, when you do not train or identify potential leaders, potential future leaders, we will continue to have the leadership crisis that we currently have in the African continent. And when you fail at leadership, ladies and gentlemen, you fail at good governance. And when you fail at good governance, you fail at accountability and transparency. And you must know that that will be so damaging to the future generation. And that is why, for me, leadership is something that starts now. It's not, I do not agree with people that say leadership, let's train future leaders. No, you have to train someone now. Yes, it's for the future, but it has to start now. A lot of times, I don't know how many of you are aware of a project run by young Nigerian guys that says, not too young to run. How many of us are actually supporting that project? And that is what I talk about when I say Namibian Opportunity support projects that are run by young people to effect change in their communities. Because not too young to run, ladies and gentlemen, if I may brief you a little bit, it's about helping young people to be in leadership positions at a very young age when it comes to politics. But a lot of us as young people, we are so much afraid to take up or even challenge our leaders when it comes to the age limit. And then we complain and say they are not doing anything. But they do not understand us because they are not from the same generation as we are. My call for action for you today, ladies and gentlemen, I've told you about the work that I do. I've told you a lot of things that you can take away from this. But the one thing that I want you to do is to help young people. When you look at, as if you are a human resource manager, if you are an engineer, how many young people from your village can you actually say that your presence, just you, by you being alive, have inspired someone else to be an engineer? Your presence, by just you being able to be invited by a conference by the African Union, have inspired another young person to come and want to apply for that very same opportunity. Your presence, by you being able to come for the Mandela Washington Fellowship, have inspired not just hashtags on Facebook and Instagram, but have inspired someone to ask about what does MWF stands for. Are we able to narrate our own stories from this fellowship and be able to carry them forward and say, Mandela Washington Fellowship is a program that was established by President Barack Obama to develop young African leaders. And that is what I want you to get away from this. Thank you.